Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Hello, I'm Orinoco. I've been on a little bit of a shopping trip. I've been to Active Scale Models. Look at that. This HPI, Hobby Internationals. Hobby Products International, that's the one. Savage 25. Needed a new receiver. So I went to Active Scale Models. It's very important that you support your local small hobby shops. All the big bastards are perfectly fine. They can carry themselves. The small little ones nestled in the corners of the back streets there, they need your help. Very important that you support them. So I always go to my local one, and that's where I got this from. It's going to have a new receiver. The other day, I come out here to find some peas. I went in the freezer to get some frozen peas for dinner. And I looked at that as I walked past, and I said to myself, Orinoco, let's have a look at this shock, shall we? Because Simon, the bloke who owns this car, I'll explain all about it later on. It's nothing special. By the way, if you want to win yourself a T-Max, there's a raffle, link in the description. You can win yourself a T-Max if you want to, and you'll be helping out Ace High Drone Specialists with their missions in Ukraine getting rid of landmines. Just thought I'd put that out there. Anyway, he wants this to be as new. He wants it to be absolutely perfect. He wants the shocks to be perfect. He wants everything. So I said, my golly gosh, dude, that should be quite simple. Let's have a look. So I had a look at the shock. Now, the suspension on this is very stiff because what happens over time is the oil inside the suspension goes a bit jellified. Now, it's not that bad on this one. This is one that I done. I was only come out here to get some bloody frozen peas out the freezer, and I ended up rebuilding one of the shocks. I know. I bloody know. I've got a problem. I've got a serious mental problem. I mean, who goes out to the freezer to get some frozen peas and ends up rebuilding a shock? I honestly don't know. But I did. Anyway, so that one now works perfect. It's brilliant. The spring's a bit rusty. It come with another set of the original shocks that would have come on it, because these are extended ones and they're all anodized, as you can probably see. It did come with the original shocks, and I thought to myself, these springs are a bit rusty, like, because they would have been stainless. I know, rusty stainless, but that's what happens when you get stuff from certain places. So these ones, they look a lot better, but they don't fit. They're too short. Okay, now I could lower them, but I thought what I'll do, just make do with the rusty springs and rebuild these shocks, and they work bloody well. So let's have a look. We'll do all the other ones. Actually, look, I'll show you. Let me show you. Let me get my driver of the screws. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one corner at a time, because it's just easier. Well, it doesn't matter how you do it, but that's how I'm going to do it. So, look, let me show you. Look, this is... Oh, no. I thought I lost a bloody screw then. This is one that I haven't touched. Yeah. I'm surprised it actually does that. That's not bad. That's actually pretty good. I might not bother rebuilding that one. Well, that wasn't a very good example, was it? And this is a good one. I suppose it is better. It's faster. Yeah, alright, we'll rebuild it. Anyway, let's do all four. Right. Let's do all four. Not all four. However many there is on here. 8. Let's do them all, shall we? Happy bloody days. You want to see how you do it? You want to see how you do it? Yeah? Alright, I'll show you. I'll show you. Right then, Johnny boy. Who the hell is Johnny boy? I haven't got a clue. I mean, if I knew, I'd tell you, but I just don't know who Johnny boy is. Now, I think I got this bloody years ago. What it is a shock stand, but I don't use it, so we'll get rid of that. I don't know why I've got it there. It's just decoration. It's a bit dusty. So, what we need Here is our shock. Now what we have to do, take it apart. Now I'm not going to go the whole way and rebuild the whole lot. I mean, I'm far too lazy for that kind of stuff. Literally just take the spring off, take the end off. There's a bit of rubber on this one for some reason. Perhaps it was made with a gay, I really don't know. We take a bit of a cloth and just give it a bit of a wipe. We don't want too much dirt going inside this shock. I mean, it's alright if you get a little bit in there, but we don't want a lot. Just a little sprinkling is fine, but we want to clean as much of the dirt as possible. Now, if you can grip it with your fingers, you don't need, yeah, there we go. Sometimes you need a pair of mole grips or something just to hold that. You don't want to squeeze it too much because you'll break it. But I managed to grip that one enough, and we just undo the top like that, and that unscrews. Okay, there we go. A bit of oil come out there. Put that on a piece of rag. Now you can have a pot, you can do whatever you want to do, but I'm literally just going to go like that on my piece of rag. Now, we've got to get as much of that old gloopy oil out as we possibly can, right? As much of it out. I'm not bothered about getting it all out. I really don't care about getting it all out. If I could lie to you and say you must get it all out. Look, I don't really care. I really don't care. As long as most of it's out, yeah, that'll be absolutely fine. Stick that screwdriver in there and put that cloth in there and try and get as much of it out as we can. So it's like snot is what it is like. You know when you get that really thick snot at the end of a cold, it's like that. Now, I'm not going to go the whole way and replace the blooming seals and all that rubbish. Oh, that's just stuff that no one needs to care about. So what we do is we just clean that a little bit. Oh, that looks brilliant. I'm really happy with that. Then we get our new shock oil, right? We undo that. This is the stuff that come with the car from Al's Hobbies back in 2010. So then we have it like that. And then we just plop it in. You can't see what I'm doing, can you? But I'm squeezing it in the top there. Maybe you can see now. Squeezing it in until it's pretty much at the top. There we go. Near enough at the top. I'll try and zoom in a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Right, there we go. Is that better for you? Yeah? Good. Yeah, I think you're balancing on a battery. You are, you're balancing on a battery. Anyway, there it is. Now, we gently, I know there's loads of ways of doing shocks and people are going to comment on this and that, and that's just stuff I just don't care about. I just don't care. You put that all the way in. So now the rod is all the way in. The piston is all the way to the top. I just spilled a little bit and I've dropped the bloody end of it. Oh my lord. Right. Put it down once more. You're looking for any air bubbles that might go and come out. I haven't really had any yet. Gently, you got to give the oil time to go through, because in that piston there's little holes and the oil goes through the holes and it goes below the piston and goes into the bottom. That's what happens. That's why it doesn't overflow. That's how shocks work. And then we put the top on. You might get a little bit of a spillage. Make sure the thing is all the way up, the rod is all the way in, and you screw it on, right? Look, it's pushing itself out, right? That's good, that's what we want. Do that. Shouldn't be able to hear any oil. Should be silent. Not oil, I said... No, you should be able to hear the oil, but you shouldn't be able to hear any air, is what I meant to say. I don't care about oil. You shouldn't be able to hear any air. If you hear like... you've got air bubbles in it. If it's silent, there's no air bubbles, you're happy as dappy. There we go. That's one shock rebuilt. Why on earth people like to do this? They jack them right up like that. If you look on the car, I'll show you in a minute. If you look on the car, they're all jacked all the way up. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand it. It makes the car look stupid with the suspension jacked all the way up. And then we put that on there like that. Oh, we get that silly piece of rubber on that side. and then we put that, and then like that. That spring goes on there, like that. And then we just got to do this just enough so that it holds the spring in place. And then, there we go. One working shock. I couldn't be happier. Happy bloody days, you lot. I've got to go and put you on charge, but that's what I mean. All the way jacked up. What's that all about? Well, when I'm done with this, it's going to be not jacked up. They're going to be level, and it's going to be looking a lot better than that. Anyway, I'm going to go and put you on charge. There we go. How do you feel now you've had a charge? Do you feel a lot better? Now you've had a charge up? This is the last shock now. I've done them all, and I must say they are performing a lot better than they were. So this is the last one. I think just about got enough oil in this little bottle that it came with. I've been cleaning each one as I go, unwinding it, because as we've discovered, they've for some reason fully wound all the way to the bottom. So that means that this truck would have been, you know, fully jacked up. It must have looked ridiculous. I don't understand that look. I mean, I think it looks terrible. But there we go. It's the sort of things we done when we were kids, jacking up a car like that. There we go. Someone commented the other day, said, "How's your neighbour?" He's alright. We try and avoid him really as much as we can, because he's just a rude person. I think when they first moved in, he seemed alright. But I think when he started to show his true colours, we realised best thing to do is just try and steer clear of him. It's one of those people that'll make out like he's doing something for you, but really it's for him. So yeah. Right, there we go. The last shock is ready for its oil. Hopefully there'll be enough in the bottle. Yep. Just about enough in the bottle. Did you see any air bubbles? I didn't see any. That's good. Oh yeah, there's a couple coming at the top. Don't know whether you can see that. There's a few little bubbles. Probably not zoomed in enough for you lot to see. Probably not zoomed in enough, but there's a few little bubbles there. Come to the top, put the lid on, get a little bit of overspill, but that's alright, as long as we don't waste too much. Luckily though, this is the last shock, so it doesn't matter really if we waste a little bit. I was conscious about wasting too much before, because well, I wanted to make sure I had enough. But it's been a bit of a bonus that I haven't had to buy any more oil, because it would have been a bit crap if I'd have had to have gone and bought some more oil. At the moment, I've spent about 3 hours on this truck, on this car. Yeah, at the moment I spent about 3 hours on this. So hopefully I've got to put the receiver on next, and hopefully that'll be it. Give it a bit of a clean, and it'll be done with any luck. Might be a little bit of air in that one, but we'll live with that. That'll be fine. And there's a teeny little bit in the bottom of there, look. Happy days. Right, let's go and put these on. Right. Where are they? Oh, they're over here. There we go. Let's see what we've got. Johnny boy, what are you doing? I mean, how many times have I told you this is not the place? This is just not the place. We have to wear clothes around here, Johnny boy. Oh, my Lord. Right, what's that? Oh, a bloody bit of fluff there, look. Get rid of that. Right, let's see. Put that back in there. Now, this is going to be a really nice car when it's done, I reckon. We know the engine's alright. It needs a run, obviously. It needs a bit of a clean around there. It's a little bit dirty. But that's okay. And what we need to do, probably have to fire up the compressor in a bit. I think I've run out of degreaser. So we might not be able to degrease. We'll see. We'll see, Johnny boy. Where's the bloody... Ah. There it is. So, these 25s, remember, you must remember, you lot, I know nothing, okay? Absolutely nothing about anything. But least of all, I know nothing about Savage 25s, okay? Remember that. Do you remember that? Yeah? It's very important to remember. Yeah, because if you forget that, you could be fooled into thinking that I know stuff about these. Because I don't. Okay? Now, you've got to remember, these Savage 25s are extremely resilient. You know? This will be like brand new once this is back together again. And I'm out the way and you can see what's going on and you can't just see my arm. You would be forgiven for thinking that this is a brand new car. There we go. Now let's see how this suspension is. Ready? Oh my Lord. Can you see that? My God. That's just like brand new again. Look at the way it just settles. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look at that. Still a little bit high, but actually it's probably not. I'd say that's probably alright like that. It's not jacked up too high, which I don't know why people do that. It is ridiculous. It's gorgeous, absolutely wonderful. Now, when I went to Active Scale and I bought the receiver, I completely forgot about a battery, a hump pack. Completely forgot all about it. So I'm going to use my one. Whatever I've done with it, I don't know what I've done with it. Oh no, have I lost it? Oh no, it's over there. I'm going to use my one for now, but I'm going to have to take that out again because I need that. I'm going to have to buy one and put one in it. So, let's get the receiver. Let's get the bat tray. We take off the old receiver. Oh, where's my transmitter? Oh no, my transmitter's somewhere else. I'm going to have to go and get it. Alright. Take this off. That's the old receiver. That would have been good. Made in China. This would have been perfectly good. I could have kept this receiver on it if someone hadn't have cut the aerial off. With AM, it's extremely important that the antenna is as long as possible. I know 2.4 gigahertz ones these days has a little short dinky antenna, but that's because it's a digital signal, and not only that, it's 2.4 gigahertz, whereas this is 27 megahertz. The wavelengths are very, very different. And if you don't understand how wavelengths are working, how wavelengths work, I don't know how to explain it. I might do a video on explaining it once I've thought of a good way of explaining it to you, because I don't want to confuse anybody. But these ones need a really long antenna to get a good signal. So having it cut off, I mean, a lot of the time that's where people encounter problems, because they get a little slit on their antenna and they don't realise it, and they think, why have I lost all the range all of a sudden? Well, the reason is it's now picking up the signal from the bottom of the antenna and not the end of it, and it's not going to get a very good range. That's the bit of a problem there. Now let me see, have I got, let's zoom you in a little bit, hold on a minute. Right, so I've got a pair of skizzers, sticky stuff, and how do we want to put our receiver? Where's the lid? Here it is. Right, remind myself where the oh, it's been snapped off, look. Somebody snapped it off. Oh, well, that's a bloody pain in the arse, that is. That is a bloody pain in the arse. I mean, why would somebody do that? Snap off the little bit where the antenna goes through. For the love of cream cakes. Oh, my lord. Well, okay. Fair enough. Well, that goes on there anyway. That goes on there. I mean, we can still put the aerial through, and I can put an antenna tube on it. It just might not be very good, because it's meant to poke through there. But someone's gone and bloody snapped it off. I don't know why people... Oh, I didn't realise either. Someone snapped off one of the little pins as well there. On my 21, I managed to snap off all three of them. So I had to buy a new tub thing. But luckily we've got two there, and someone's just snapped off the one there. People are too heavy-handed and too rough when they try and yank all that apart, you see. And what happens is, well, that's what happens. But anyway, let's get this bit of a sticky pad. Oops. Stick that on there. I don't know why people are so heavy-handed. I think they just don't have a lot of patience. And they just pull away, and there we go. They snap it all off, but I don't know. We live in a crazy world, my friends. We live in an absolutely bonkers world. You know, bonkers world. Right, there we go. Let's stick that receiver on there. Oh my giddy aunt, that looks properly nice. I can go around there like that and go boop, through a little hole. Nice. Do you know, the one of these without the antenna is more expensive than the one with the antenna. You wouldn't believe it, would you? You'd think it'd be cheaper because they haven't had to put an antenna on it. But for some reason it's more expensive. Right, we'll use my bat tray. Or I might actually just... Well, no, he's going to want a new one, isn't he? He's paid for a new one, so he's going to want a new one. Let's link all this up. And then I've forgotten what bloody servo was what now. We'll just guess for now. We'll put that one on number 3. We'll guess and put that one... Well, that's the throttle, that one. So that one goes there. And that one goes there. That's the bat tray. That goes in there. That's the switch. That goes like that. And it doesn't work. Back in a minute. Gonna go and get my transmitter and we'll bind it to my one for now. Okie dokie then, so I've bound it to my transmitter for now. The bloke who owns this has got, he's got his own, exactly the same as mine, so that's why we've got that transmitter, so that receiver, so we can put it on his one. So we've got steering, throttle and brakes. Oh no, we haven't, that's run the wrong way. I'll have to switch that round. And I've put the reverse on channel 3 for now. It does have reverse. So yeah, there we go. Gonna switch the throttle and brake round the right way, put all that together, and that then, my friends, is pretty much, well, they'll be ready for a nice little test drive, I reckon. Righto, that's that together now then. I've just got to quickly adjust the throttle, and then, because for some reason it's all in the wrong place, is that set to 0? It's set to 0 on the transmitter, so we want it so the throttle is shut. Right, put that down there like that. Now we might have to readjust the brake, but that's alright. And there we go. New shocks, or new oil in the shocks, and a new receiver. There you go. Happy days. Might have to just loosen that, and that's cock. There you go. Well then, my friends, I couldn't ask for more. I really couldn't ask for more. We need to get I need to get a shell for it. Haven't got a shell. Put an aerial tube on it so that looks a bit better. And away we go. Happy days. If you like this sort of thing, think about sticking around. If you like this, think about sticking around. There's more to it. I'm going to give it a proper clean up, put a shell on it, and go and give it a test drive. So there we go. Thanks for watching, you lot. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. All the best. Love life.